So to be clear, you're not playing the blitz.
I mean, no.
Okay.
Unless, like, yeah, I don't know what would have to change for that to happen, but no.
I do think that Blitz, I should be one of the best in the world.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Potentially be a final.
And the handshakes off, and there they go. And this is the one we will definitely follow the closest, as these two will have their names etched in history pretty much for all time. And you can actually see some expansion for black on the king side. Some F5, G5 action could be played. Whoa, C5. That is anti-Cemento. That move. Why would you play such a move? It's because he wanted to play the move C4 to lock down the entire position.
Look, I mean, he's... Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's an ambitious
Black
play.
has a lot of space here. A lot of extra space. And then once again, as you've mentioned, G5, F5, like expanding even further, making the moves faster. Magnus down to 15 seconds only.
And
well,
H5, that's a big move. Conceding the fact that you have no more breaks on that side.
Yeah. Rook D1, Rook A8.
But 10 seconds left for Magnus. There is a 2-second increment, but he is not sure what to do. And I'll tell you, Hans has no problem flagging him.
Absolutely.
And now a little repetition there by Hans. 5 seconds for Magnus versus 24. And a repetition and an agreed draw, the threat to the position. And he's decided, forget it, I'm just going to take
just go Bishop F7.
And there's Queen D1.
Queen D1.
Definitely would like to, I'm not sure the trade is that bad for white, for black actually, because this B3 pawn will be weak for some time.
Yeah, so you hit the knight, and then depending on where the knight's going, you either have A4, well, he decided Rook F to B8 immediately.
And Hans, with only 11 seconds, has defended his pawn. This looks like a mutual trade will happen. The question will be, where does this knight belong? I really want to push it to the right and put it right in the middle.
Yeah, just go there, right.
And now,
knight B7 and knight
they
D6.
Go. 2 quick moves. And it looks...
Magnus has blundered.
Magnus has blundered the A5 pawn. Magnus in trouble with only 11 seconds left on his clock. He's going to have to fight for his survival. And now knight takes, and it is all
Two connected passes
right now.
2 connected passes for Hans. Absolutely winning position. Just has to be mindful of the second rank, because that's maybe the only way a black can get any sort of counterplay.
And he missed Rook takes
C5. What a blunder.
He missed this move, and now...
now, wait, check and Rook G8. And I was talking about the second rank, but how about 7th rank?
Magnus actually is going to lose pawns on the king side himself. And the G Rook is guarding it, and there goes the B pawn.
Hans is crossing.
And he just mated
checkmate.
He just mated Magnus. This is king in the middle of the board. What a fantastic finish. And now the move. What?
Knight A2.
What?
Wow. Knight A2 is not a good move, let me tell you, because Queen D3 apparently almost wins for white.
Almost wins?
Yeah. And Magnus finds it. I still do not pick the idea of Knight before Queen F5.
That just accelerated white's entry into the light squares.
Hitting this one, and Rook D7 is a threat.
Bold or maybe rash move, knight to A2, has caused them a world of hurt. And he's played
Rook D8, so he's given up the C5 pawn.
He has indeed, and he's going to suffer a very unfortunate-looking ending when Magnus takes that pawn on that C5 square, and it's gone from the board. What a mistake on his part, playing this knight A2 move. Looks like Magnus is back in business, a tremendous edge on the clock, 1:16 to only 10 seconds left, and now the move A5, trying to keep the knight strong.
Knight to D4, and what a tremendously strong knight on D4 that one is. Queen takes, white king is safe, and then
now
the queen gets to F7.
Rut row. We are now talking, whoa, offering a knight ending. That should be...
Queen to G8.
That looks bad in my opinion, but Magnus decides I don't need the ending actually.
My
you have 5 seconds on the clock.
My queen is more active.
4, 3, 2, 1, and he finally played his knight back, attacking the queen. And now the queen goes after, and that's going to be it. The queen cannot maintain the defense of everything after this move. Queen d7 was impossible because of knight
Queen
f8
d8,
check.
yeah,
And now
queen
he's just
d8.
lost a piece, and that is that. Magnus ties the match.
What a comeback! It was a move. It was a move a few moves back, but now it seems that it gives Black exactly what he wanted. So like a triple on the e-file, and then bishop b8 surprisingly will target the e5 pawn. So we think of this bishop like kind of being stuck on a7, but actually bishop b8 might be a very annoying move to face.
Queen g4, rook takes played, allowing the isolation of his d-pawn. Magnus in full control with 19 seconds against only 4.
Wow.
A definite winning position for Black here. Knight to e6, and White just scrambling, trying to stay alive. 4 seconds left.
Yeah, will Magnus trade the knight? I mean, well, some people would, but also now that the time is on his side, yeah, you probably want to keep more pieces on the board.
Okay, he's under 10 seconds now, though. He's got to pay
Yeah,
attention.
yeah, it's not like a
G4.
big time advantage. Knight f4 hitting h3, rook to e1.
Now bishop to e5, and how do you defend the h-pawn? Well, he's preparing rook h1, actually.
Rook h1
if you
and
take.
capture Magnus's pawns. Well, the knights are known to be tricky pieces, though, right? If somehow Hans can get those knights around Magnus's king, there still can be some tricks.
Yes, and there's some knight d7
Knight
tricks.
d7
in the
is
position
annoying.
Magnus has only 3 seconds left, and he has allowed
King
this
f7.
repetition. Takes.
King f6. Oh, well, but he tricked Hans, and now, after this check, he can take on f5. So kind of
Yes.
regaining control.
3 seconds, 2 seconds for Hans, and he has 2 passed pawns, and they're just whipping off moves right now.
Bishop f6.
Back. And somehow you don't think
Still-
anybody's going to lose on time. Those knights are tricky.
Man.
You got to pay attention.
Yeah,
Anything could happen.
There's a lot of jumping around.
Oh
There's a
my-
lot of jumping.
How are they keeping track?
Check. Wow.
And now a trade.
A trade, so one knight off the board. There still should be a winning for Magnus. This
Yes.
one with 2 connected pass pawns. Rook to c5. Yeah.
Astonishing wizardry by these players, but now the a-pawn is looking to make some noise, but the rook
Right.
is sitting behind it, making it very difficult to advance anywhere.
Yeah, White's king is cut off, and you know the a pawn is running, but so does the h pawn, and the knights are notoriously bad at stopping.
At 1 second
stopping.
there, and
Wow.
tricks are for
Rook
kids.
takes b4, and king to g3, and Magnus knows how to win it.
Yes.
Out of all players in the world, Magnus does know how to win it. Still have to be a little... No, there's nothing. There's
No, those pawns are
absolutely
gonna move by
nothing.
themselves.
Rook
There's
to
usually
a5,
2
and then you
seconds
move
left.
forward.
And
and he moved
desperation
forward.
times, but that is it. Magnus Carlsen
Have you seen this one?
shown that he's the boss. Indeed, managing to pull that one off. Hans Niemann gave him an absolute scare, but he has moved on to the semifinals.